All right, are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are ready for this because this is going to blow your mind.
That dude in the hairpiece the whole time, that was Bruce Willis.
Nice little tie in there, man.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm done.
Drop the mic.
Leave it on a high.
All right, so welcome back to
Yeah.
90s Part 2. In this
Part
episode, we're going to start talking
90s.
about music. And,
Yeah.
Greg, I would really like to end with Woodstock 99 because that is a fascinating topic for me.
Well, okay.
So,
I think we are going to spend some time on that. So before we get into music, because we're going to really deep dive, probably, I'm sure. We talked about some movies in the first part, and I did want to mention, because you, Rob, were talking about movies that redefine the genre and things like that. One that we didn't mention that was a 90s movie is Scream.
yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, it definitely redefined.
Why do you hate to admit it?
It's just...
Well, wait a minute.
It's not the best horror movie out there.
It's great, though.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. That was 90s.
It's the same thing as Scream, almost.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. The reason I say Scream redefined the genre is because it was very meta in a sense of, like, there's characters, specifically Randy, who is very self-aware of, like, you know, they talk about the rules of horror movies and, you know, things like that, and it's very you can see where Wes Craven, like, you know, pulled a lot of his, like, influence from other films and things like that. So and it was, I mean, the first one that probably, like, added some intentional elements of comedy into horror as well. I'm not going to call it a horror comedy, but it, you know, he definitely added some.
Is that?
And it gave us
Matthew
scary
Lillard
movie.
in that movie?
What?
I was
Matthew
just looking
Lillard
that up.
is.
I was
Matthew
just looking
Lillard
up
in that
Scream
movie?
movie to see when it came out. It came out.
That's
in
probably the one
2000.
movie I didn't
Yeah,
recommend
yeah.
because he was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Spoilers.
So
No. I want to get back to this. Why do you say?
it just wasn't my favorite scary movie from the 90s.
Okay.
So, okay, from the 90s, what was your favorite scary movie then?
Oh,
Because I can't think of a whole lot.
Okay, so I'm gonna get some shit for this, so I'm just gonna prepare
Okay.
to do it. Event Horizon was probably my
Ooh,
favorite.
that's a freaky ass movie, dude. I've seen that one.
I have not
Okay.
seen that one.
It freaks me out. It was like one of
Solid.
those things they even touch on that Star Trek, like your imagination is your own worst enemy
Yeah.
in space.
That's solid. You're not gonna get shit for that. I'm not gonna throw turds at you. It's okay.
Not this time.
One other thing, again, before we get into music, because I know you're saying, Rob, that you want to end with Woodstock 99, and that's why I'm pushing off getting into music, because there are other things that I feel like need to be brought up.
Like Tamagotchis.
True that.
Yeah.
Furbies.
Oh God, yeah, we could get into the toys. And, that's a whole other thing. Tickle Me Elmo. And
Get more.
oh my God.
That was the most sexual toy in the day.
So, let's say, okay, Nickelodeon.
Mr. Face? Or wasn't that?
Well,
Hey, Arnold.
so were you guys okay? So Nickelodeon, PBS, WB Kids, Disney Channel, Cartoon Network. I mean, what were you guys? What was your go-to? What was your jam? I was a Nickelodeon kid.
We did Nickelodeon.
I would jump back from Nickelodeon and, what was it, WB?
WB, yeah.
WB Kids.
Yeah.
Because they played Pokemon and...
Well, that was like the after-school cartoons there,
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
WB,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that's true. You
Yep.
get off school and those were like those were on right there.
Bonkers and Animaniacs, and
Animaniacs,
Gargoyles,
Gargoyles
all
was
of
the
them.
shit.
Yeah.
Gargoyles was the shit.
Yeah.
Was Gargoyles? That wasn't a Disney.
No, we talked about this.
No.
And I
Really?
think you set me straight. It's like, no, it was WB.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Way to remember.
Maybe it's because we're thinking of Disney's Hunchback and the Gargoyles and that. Maybe, I don't-
No, I don't know, man. I did hear something about them maybe making a live action Gargoyles
What was
movie.
That'd be kinda
What was
crazy.
the tick on?
I think
Was
that was
that
WB.
WB?
Yeah, I think it was.
I remember the Tick.
The Tick was funny. So WB, Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate? I mean, you guys, I know you and Rob were a little older, but I mean, early '90s. Like, what were you guys?
The X-Men animated series was my
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh shit!
Yes. And, I was recording them on VHS cassette tape. I had to have them.
Solid.
Solid.
That's from '92.
I'm the
Yeah, it
Juggernaut,
was.
bitch.
I'm the Juggernaut.
Yes, exactly.
Which that was not the 90s.
I used to watch some of the Disney stuff too. I'd watch Tailspin and I'd watch
Okay.
DuckTales
Yeah.
and some of that
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
too. Earlier on.
Tailspin. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was good. I'm right there with Nate. Things that come to mind, like DuckTales, but I think that was like early or late '80s, maybe in the.
It was into the early 90s.
Sure, yeah.
Did they come
no,
out with
I mean-
a DuckTales or not DuckTales? Tailspin movie?
Yeah, it was called Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was like way before that.
Yeah. So Tailspin, DuckTales, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Right.
Yo, speaking of Tailspin and Jungle Book, y'all remember Jungle Cubs?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
Man.
Don't remember that one.
Oh shit!
This is also when anime started coming to America. I don't know if anybody watched
Bringing up
anime,
my trauma.
but, like, Dragon Ball and stuff started getting to like
Yeah.
stateside in the early
Yeah.
90s.
Yep.
And so we went through a period of importing a bunch of anime, and we so in the later 90s, 95, 96, we used to have to drive to New York to get it.
yeah.
And so we'd make a special trip,
city.
get in the car, and to go to this place called the Elizabeth Center
Yeah.
in New York City. And you'd go down into the basement of this place, and there'd be a guy who has this tiny shop, and he pops out of the door, and he's like, "What do you need?" And you're like,
Fucking creepy as shit.
so we'd have the list. My boy James would be like, "All right, I need Dragon Ball 100 through 150. What you got?" He's like, "Hold on," and he pops back into the closet and he reaches for the VHSs and stuff and he pulls out the stacks of the bootlegs. But all the bootlegs are done up nice. There, I got the art and everything.
Yeah.
And he's like, "This $15." We're like, "Yes." So we'd get these piles of anime and we'd drive them back and like binge watch them. So mid 90s ish.
I love the
Piracy.
I love that the guy.
You're not wrong.
I love that this
Back
guy.
alley fucking room.
This guy
You're
you're
not wrong.
talking about sounds himself like an anime character. Like, what you need?
The
Hold
door-
on.
Yeah, it was like the door would open and the pitch would happen at the same time. He'd be like, "Hello, what do you need?" You're like,
It's a fucking crypt
Whoa.
keeper.
I picture him sounding like Professor Oak, like in the Pokemon Snap games, where it's just like a little
"Oh, we got some music."
XD.
Is that the Jungle Book kid one?
Jungle Cubs.
Yeah, Jungle Cubs.
It's like only in my left headphone, but that's all right.
It's only in my left home foot.
Yeah, it's in my right.
It's am I right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, I forgot all about that until
I
right
don't
now.
remember that.
Don't
Seeing
remember that?
I kind
Now I
of.
remember that snake.
Jungle Cubs was the
Well,
shit.
see, that's the same snake from the Jungle Book.
Yeah, it's all the characters from the Jungle Book.
Could be mashed
just
up.
they're just little.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen
Like
that.
Muppet
do-
Babies.
Muppet
I saw a bunch of that show.
I don't-
That was the shit.
I don't know why, but growing up, I used to always think He-Man was from the 90s because I watched a lot.
Because that's when you watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's from the '80s for sure. Because that was big when I was growing. When I was
Yeah, I used to love He-Man.
growing up.
I used to wait till the end to try to learn the lesson of the fucking video. I'm like, was that what that was about?
G.I. Joe was the same way.
Yeah, you get a little life advice.
Yeah, a little life advice at the end, and you're just like,
I got
oh,
my
is that-
life advice
that's
from
what was
Jerry
happening in that
Springer.
episode?
Oh God.
Also, we can't talk about the '90s without talking about Springer for sure.
Jerry.
Oh, yeah,
Jerry.
Jerry.
You know,
Jerry.
hold on though, Nate. I think you'll appreciate this story real quick. Just because you're talking about Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball Z and all that stuff. And so when I was a kid, so I grew up in St. Louis City. And in the city, there were like different. I don't know if you guys remember this, but like when you had like cable channels and stuff, there were certain like areas that you couldn't get certain channels.
Yeah. Yep.
So growing up, I didn't have Cartoon Network. That wasn't a thing
Oh man.
where I was living. I didn't have it. We went on vacation to Florida.
Nice.
Daytona Beach. Yeah, it was all right.
Nice.
It was a good time. And you know, I was a kid. I was maybe 11, maybe somewhere around there, 11 or 12. And you know, we did our thing during the day, and then you know, at night we're hanging out in the condo or whatever, and surfing through. They have Cartoon Network. You know, I'm like, oh, I can watch the Cartoon Network. That was the first time I had ever seen Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
and I started watching it. and every episode's kind of a cliffhanger. I ended up watching the very beginning of the Cell saga.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And got hooked on it, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to go back to my home where I don't have this channel.
Oh man.
Man, you've already.
We got back, I guess while we were gone, it was we were end of August, early September, and I think starting in the beginning of the month they redid the cable districts. We get back and we had Cartoon Network.
God. What a
It was,
day.
and I was like, I can keep watching this now.
I
So you
remember.
got Cartoon Network and Toonami.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was crazy is when you said that, we used to live over by Suisun.
Yeah.
My grandma still lives at Suisun. So
Yeah.
when I lived over there, we didn't have Cartoon Network. But when
Yeah.
when my mom moved in with our old fiance,
Yeah.
in Dogtown, we had it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was so that was just a little. That was my introduction to Dragon Ball.
It must have been exciting because you start watching that show and you get hooked into it and you're like, oh, where's my next episodes coming from? This could be a real problem.
Yeah.
And then Toonami picked it up, and that was, I guess, mid-90s-ish, and they started showing anime on Cartoon Network.
Yep.
And that was huge to be able to get some anime on the regular. I like that
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot because then they introduced some other stuff too. They had Trigun showed up in there,
Yep.
and Inuyasha, and a couple other shows too.
Inuyasha was the shit. Still is.
Like Inuyasha, yeah. Yeah, there was a bunch of good shows that popped up out of that Cartoon Network stuff.
You know, it's really not. So, I have the set, which I remember seeing it growing up on Toonami, but they super edited it. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, okay.
I watched that on Toonami, and I was like, oh yeah, and they had different voice overs and stuff, and I remember buying the DVDs. I was like, oh man, I love this growing up, and I watched. I go, well, there's a lot of cussing, and the people sound different.
That's true. They'd overdub it and they'd make different voices, and you're like, wait a second. Yeah, I noticed some of that too.
Because it was the same thing for One Piece.
Yeah. Oh, One Piece got it too, huh?
Yeah,
See,
because Sanji sounded so different, and I remember rewatching with Ava. I'm like, Ava, I used to love this. Let's watch it, and we watched it, and I was like, that guy doesn't sound the same as he used to.
I think
You
One
sound
Piece might be
different.
the longest running anime to date. I mean, One Piece has got hundreds of episodes.
It's still going.
Still going?
Still going.
Holy
yeah.
shit.
She's
It keeps going.
Ava's maxed out everything that Netflix and Hulu has to offer, and
Oh my God.
they're still creating episodes.
Amazing. It continues.
You
Yeah.
want this?
Wow. Move over, Simpsons.
It's
One
not,
Piece.
it's not that good.
I thought it was just me.
No, it's not that good. Well, again, I'm not much of a Mountain Dew drinker. So speaking of, you guys remember Surge?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
let's talk about the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Surge.
Surge.
Yeah, it was like the highest caffeine that you could get legally.
Green can, red splat.
Yeah, it was like, it's totally
Surge.
90. Yeah.
Hold on, let me look it up because you can see my screen right here. So I
They'd
can see
have
your
it in
screen.
the vending machines at school, and then they took it out.
I was in school in the 90s. Well, till the
I
end of
remember
it.
this. We had Surge
Yeah.
for a while.
It was Surge and Jolt Cola.
I do remember seeing that.
Remember Surge?
We remember that?
Jolt
I've never
too.
I
had
was a
one.
Surge guy.
Jolt Cola was the shit too. You remember that? Here, let me look it up for you.
Honestly, to be honest with you, I think I had a Four Loko before I had a Surge.
Oh,
You remember this? Remember Jolt?
No, I do not.
Jolt Colas, baby.
No.
They still have Four Loko in St. Louis. I saw
Yeah.
someone drinking
Oh, yeah,
one the other
there's
day.
still
I thought they
Four Loko.
illegalized
Oh my
it.
God, I thought they did too. This dude's
Illegalized
walking around with
it?
a can of
Yeah, it's illegal in a lot of places
the
to get it
Four
because
Loko.
it's got the caffeine and it's got the
Yeah.
fucking
Well,
alcohol in
my
it.
wife
they-
was like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's basically Red Bull with liquor in it, but it's malt
Speedball.
Yeah.
liquor." Just sprinkle a
It
little
is
Coke in
literally
there.
worse than having a fucking Red Bull and, a Jaeger bomb.
I had a Four Loko one time, and my heart started racing.
Remember
We
clearly
used to
Canadian?
sneak them.
Oh.
I
I
drink them
remember
before
playing
high
the
school.
Canadian.
Yes.
Or Zima.
Oh, I remember
Zima's-
Zima,
Fuck.
the glass cans.
Mad
it's all
Dog.
clear.
Mad
Mad
Dog
Dog.
2020.
Mad Dog
You can still get
2020.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. You can
Shit,
get
they
it.
still sell that.
You can get them at 7-Eleven.
Boone's
Yeah.
Farm.
Boone's Farm.
Circle
Boone's Farm
K-
doesn't exist anymore.
Circle K used to have Mad Dog 2020, and they used to have it by the soda. And we used to go in, and they had the orange one, and that was back before they had cameras. And we would take it, we'd open up a a Fanta,
you're bad.
dump it out, and pour the thing, and then go buy a Fanta drink,
Oh snap!
and then go to school.
Man, Jesus.
Because they had the little.
Was that you and Joe?
No, that was before Joe.
Oh,
This
was it?
I'm talking about middle
Before-
school.
Oh, middle school.
Pre-Joe.
This dude getting nice in middle school.
Jeez, dude. Middle school.
Dang, little badass.
No wonder he doesn't remember anything before the age of 8.
True that.
Jesus.
Oh man!
All right, so moving on to the music section of the 90s.
Yeah, let's do it.
Matt, what is your? Do you have a favorite album, artist, or song from the 90s? And I'll ask everybody else that.
My favorite album of all time also happens to be a 90s album. Just like my favorite movies of all time happen to be 90s movies. I mean, I grew up in that era. Yourself or Someone Like You by Matchbox 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casey,
Cool.
what about you?
Skip.
Okay. Greg?
Go back to me.
Skip.
I gotta look it up.
Anything 311, Sublime.
I mean, yeah, but I listen to way too much stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can't deny that Bloodhound Gang One Fierce Beer
Oh,
Coaster. That
yeah,
was
that's
good
a
all
good
the
one.
way through.
One Fierce Beer Coaster.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer because there's just so much.
Was One Fierce Beer Coaster, was that the one that had You're Pretty When I'm Drunk?
Yep.
That's
No.
No, it did.
Nope, that was the one before that. Use Your Fingers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Dear Tracy Lane, I wrote to complain.
Yeah, a lot
I'm
of
your
good songs.
biggest fan.
What about you, Nate?
It's tough to answer because there's a lot of good shit in the
Yeah, there
90s.
is.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
just go over it briefly. Like, hip hop had a bunch of come ups in the 90s.
right.
Like, 90s hip hop to me was one of the best. So maybe like
Oh,
Wu-Tang, 36 Chamber.
Right?
And then rock. I was into punk rock music a lot. I was listening to a lot of Bad Religion and No Effects at the time. And then techno got big in the end of the
Okay, give it
90s.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like
All
Orb
Prodigy.
and Chemical Brothers, Prodigy.
Chemical Brothers. Prodigy.
I'll tell you the most underrated album from the 90s.
Oh, I have an answer. ICP. Duh.
Okay,
Shit.
Oh,
Sorry.
There you go.
Of course.
Yep.
I'm
better
so
hip-hop.
glad that Greg could interrupt me to tell us all.
Sorry, it just hit me.
He's down with the clown.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, well, maybe not the most, but one of the most underrated albums of the 90s, and one of the most underrated bands of the 90s in general, I will say. And Greg and I just talked about this a couple weeks ago because I played him some stuff. Superstar Car Wash by Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh,
People
yeah.
don't realize that, like, Goo Goo Dolls, like, older Goo Goo Dolls was a little more grungy, a little more
Yeah,
alternative.
right.
Like,
Right.
I played a couple songs off
Yeah,
Superstar
it
Car
was
Wash,
great.
and you were like, "It's great." I wouldn't have guessed it was Goo Goo
Right.
Dolls though. Yeah,
So
90s alternative for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
90s had a lot of great music.
Well, that's like
I was gonna say,
that's like
I
Sugar
remember-
Ray
I
started
didn't get
kinda,
it. I didn't
That's
get it
true.
in the 90s, but it is a 90s, and it was Nevermind Nirvana.
oh,
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I got that in the early 2000s whenever I got my first CD player.
you know what? I was gonna
That's
say
a great one.
that's a good question too. Since we're talking 90s and CDs kind of came about like in the 90s, like
Yeah.
as far as like overall popularity, what was the first CD you ever bought?
So I'm going to answer the first question
Yeah,
in the same, and with this question.
it's
too.
the same.
It's
Mine's the same too.
Okay, so it is Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood Sugar Sex Magic,
Oh, yeah.
Blood
Okay.
sugar baby.
White Zombie,
Sex
La Sex
magic.
Aristo,
Yeah.
That's good.
okay, and NWA's Greatest Hits.
What did you have? Random House, bro?
I had.
No, my mom went to what was it?
Sam Goody.
What was the other one? Street Side.
Strawberries?
Oh.
Went to
Okay.
Street Side or something. It may have been Sam Goody. It may have been the one that was in the mall. And
Sam
she went
Goody?
Yeah,
That's
it may
probably
have
a
been
Sam
that.
Goody then.
Yeah.
And she was
Sam
like,
Goody.
my son's like 12, 13 years old, and I'm trying to expose him to like different kinds of music. And the dude came up with Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Yeah.
White Zombie, and
NWA.
NWA.
you said.
NWA.
That's a
There
good,
you go.
good selection.
Wow.
That's a
There you go.
good
That's pretty good.
selection.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I remember like my first, like when I got my first CD player, and I mean we're talking 2001, 2002, and I got the Nirvana.
Never mind.
Nevermind. I got Alien Ant Farm, but that was 2001. That was like brand new.
Yeah.
And Enter the Sandman,
Metallica.
Enter the
Metallica.
Sandman. That's the Black Album,
Black
self-titled.
Black Album.
That's 1990.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Since we're talking about that and we're talking 90s and I was talking about underrated albums, Load and Reload.
I like
Metallica.
Load better than Reload. But
still,
those
Yeah.
those
still.
were cool albums.
Those
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm saying they're underrated. They don't get enough credit for.
I love
for what,
I love me Metallica.
Reload
all the way. up
Reload.
until
Reload
then.
had Unforgiven 2,
Yeah.
which is way better than the Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah.
That it's just harder. The would I found, would I known? Yeah.
Yeah.
Set the stone.
Yeah.
Can I open it for you?
So another one. My favorite artist of the '90s was probably Rage Against the Machine.
Yes. Okay.
I was
Yes,
softer.
very good.
Self-titled.
I was softer.
I didn't know that was
Bomb
90s.
Track, Bomb Track, and
I love me. Yeah, that first
that
album.
whole album is just banging.
Know your enemy.
So- To go on with the Nirvana, the color and the shape, Foo Fighters.
Ah, yeah.
That was
Okay.
97. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The album
See?
Dave Grohl made.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much did all of that.
Yeah.
Drums, bass,
Yeah.
guitar.
He had what was his like side project where he did everything.
Foo Fighters.
He worked with a lot of people. He worked with
did.
Queens of the Stone Age. I know that.
Yeah, but he had his
Oh,
own
they're good
like
too.
he had his-
Tenacious D.
He had his own
Yeah.
solo side project for a minute. It's called something I don't remember, but he did
Yeah.
everything on.
Oh,
I think it might have just
okay.
been one album. Like I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
because
it
see
was called.
the color and shape, he did that, and then when he went on tour or whatever, and that's when that Taylor Hawkins joined from Alanis Morissette to
Yep.
play drums
Stephen
I
Hawking.
love
on tour.
Alanis
Stephen
Morissette.
Hawkins, who I say?
Taylor.
No, it's Taylor Hawkins. Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
This dude's knocking
Stephen
you off
Hawkins
track.
does not play drums.
Dave Grohl's notable side project is Probot.
Probot. That was
Okay.
it. That was it. Yeah.
Probot.
You know what? You do understand why Stephen Hawkins can't play the drums, right?
No. Exactly.
Because he's dead.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, true.
I
I
got
thought we were
something-
talking about the 90s.
neither can Taylor Hawkins.
talking about the
Oh, that's
90s.
oh. You know what? They have something in common.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Damn.
So fucked.
bringing you guys back full circle on
Okay.
music in '90s and the whole like from last episode this episode.
Auto tune.
The first time I ever heard Korn was on
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis
Oh,
and
really?
Butthead. Oh, dude, Beavis and Butthead.
yeah,
That's probably
shit.
was honestly as funny.
It exposed me to some good
Yeah,
music.
I was gonna say as funny as it was, and like it's it was a big part
Was that a
of
late night TV show?
on
90s.
MTV. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was such a big part of '90s TV, but arguably just as big a part of 90s music.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
in introducing people to.
Like, didn't they
Because
have
we
like
talked
a
about that with
segment
Rob
where they
Zombie.
would
Like,
play
yeah,
the
that's
music
pretty much
videos?
what kicked off White Zombie. Is
Yeah.
their
Beavis
video
and
being
Butthead.
on
Like,
Beavis and
Oh,
Butthead.
didn't-
yeah.
yeah, Beavis and Butthead had like segments where it was like
Yeah.
the TV screen
Yeah,
and
of
you were
course.
watching the music videos.
Yeah,
Right.
and
And
it
they're
was
they're like commenting on the video.
Yeah, and the comments are going
Korn's
This
blind.
chick sucks.
Tales from the Crypt. I remember watching the shit out of that. And I wasn't supposed to, but I did.
That's also another good
Me
show.
Me and my sister watched the shit out of
I used to
that.
watch that and then fucking have nightmares out the ass. And I'm
Really,
like,
dude?
what the hell were you
I don't
watching?
know, it wasn't like scary to me. It was just
Oh my god, there's
there were things
It
in
wasn't
that
scary
show.
to you, maybe, but at the same time, like,
There were things in that show that I knew I shouldn't have been seeing.
Right.
I was like, oh.
true that.
There's like you go back and
Titties.
watch. Oh, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot. You go back and watch Tales from the Crypt, and you're like, there's a lot of episodes that just straight up open on like some.
Do you guys remember the episode with the diner and they're serving humans?
I don't really
Oh,
remember.
no.
I
What
just
was-
remember him.
What about the one with the
Sitting there.
vampires and it was like a fucking orgy? And you're just like, oh shit!
Do
What was
you
this? What did that air on? Was that HBO?
HBO.
Yeah.
Obviously, it had to have been something. But
Yeah, we stole HBO from our neighbors.
Nice.
I think it was, honestly,
Your dad go out there and like wire the
No, my cousin did.
cousin.
He lived on the same street as us, so we
God.
had two houses connected to one.
I mean, if you had to pay extra for HBO, I don't know how we got it then because we never paid for anything extra, but we had it.
Oh, dude, stealing cable was a big thing in the
Cable
90s.
boy.
People figured that shit out, and
Yep.
it was a big thing. Like, one person on your block had cable, everybody had cable.
Oh yeah. They'd be unlocking all the channels. I remember the cable guy. If you give him a couple extra bucks, he'd be like, HBO.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Because to them, it was just like a flip switch in the
Yeah,
box. Once they
that
knew what
was-
they're doing. Yeah, we had some extra channels.
Yeah.
We had Skinamax.
90s was great, bro.
Skinamax.
You know, Tales-
90s Skinamax.
I love
Tail-
Skinamax. It would come on, it wouldn't be blurred yet. And you'd be like, yeah, let's get this introduction going.
Yeah.
And then you'd be getting saucy, and she'd be stripping off her top or something. And then the fucking lines would come in. As you're like, no, stop it.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt. Do you remember the episode with Tim Curry, with the salesman, where he played Tim Curry played the mom, dad, and daughter of this family, and
shit.
they were like inbred hillbilly people. They were nasty, dude. They were
Vaguely,
nasty.
I gotta watch that one.
And Ed
Tim Curry.
Begley Jr. was a salesman, and he shows up, and they're like backwoods country people, like old farmer dude with a shotgun, and it's Tim Curry, and he's like old makeup and shit, and he's like, "Come in here, boy, like you're gonna marry my daughter," and Tim Curry plays the mom and the daughter, and he's got like a big fat suit, and he's all nasty, and he's like, "I'm gonna marry you," like, dude, and it was just Tim Curry being classic Tim
Being Tim.
Curry, because
Yeah.
Tim
Yeah.
Curry's just amazing. Yeah.
Okay, what year did Horror Picture Show come out? Was that?
1975
Yeah, that's
I said,
Damn
it!
He's correct.
or like 76, something like that.
God damn, that's old.
That was
75.
Okay.
back when he was still looking sexy.
So Clue was in the 80s, right?
Oh yeah, 1980. Clue was one of my favorite
Man,
movies
that's a
too.
great movie.
Great movie.
Tim Curry's amazing. We could
Talking
do probably a
about-
whole thing on Tim Curry.
Sorry, I was going to say, remember the It made for TV?
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
That was
yeah.
in the 90s?
Yeah, if
Oh,
we're talking
yeah.
90s, that was one of the first horror movies I ever watched,
This,
and I loved
you know
it.
what the craziest thing is?
Loved
I
it.
didn't know it was a TV series. I just remember getting the
It was like a
double
mini-series,
It was
yeah.
I just remember getting the double VHS.
Well,
And it was a movie. And I was
You've
like,
read the book because you
True
like
that.
Stephen King. That book's this fucking fat, dude. It
100
has to be a miniseries.
It was 180 pages.
No, it was more than that.
Was it more than that?
Yeah.
Unless you had one of the big like hardcover, maybe.
I did.
Oh, then maybe.
speaking
But like
of big
when you get the smaller paperbacks, they're like this fucking
say,
fat,
No,
it's
dude.
like
yeah,
600
that book was
pages.
like this fucking big.
Yeah, that's a.
remember
a
the-
It
brick
had the
of a
white.
book,
It had
dude.
the fucking white around it, and it just said "it." And then on the back, it just had pictures of.
Oh, it had
each
the title
character.
of the book on it.
It's
Big fat book.
On the
Apparently.
paperback.
On the cover.
but I mean,
Remember,
normally it says like "it," by Stephen
No.
King. It
Yeah.
just said "it," and then on the back, it had the photos of all the
Oh,
people,
gotcha.
and then it said by Stephen King.
So,
Scary ass book.
moving
Remember my
on
mom
again.
used to read
Moving
that.
on
Yes.
again. Back to music.
Oh shit, music.
Um,
Oh yeah.
you know, I was just
Woodstock
thinking about, like,
99.
what made '90s music so iconic, right? And
Auto-tune.
that could have been it. That could have been part of it.
Nah,
Share.
A little early.
Share. Believe. That was the first auto tune. Yeah, it was like,
Do
what,
you
97,
believe
98?
in
I don't think that was. I think it was later than that.
No, it was in
Yeah.
the 90s.
No way.
Anyway, what I'm getting at is
Why do you guys doubt me on this
I don't
shit?
know. I don't
90s.
know.
the '90s kind of saw a bunch of meshing and amalgamization of different genres and stuff, right? Like,
We had like the Jock Jam
yeah.
songs.
Carlos
Yeah.
Santana popped
you had
back up.
Limp Bizkit and Korn, and you had fucking Kid Rock, and you had
Hey, don't say that. Kid Rock was the shit.
I love me some
Ball
Kid
with the
Rock.
ball.
back then.
Cowboy.
But
That was a good album.
boy.
Devil without a cause. I'm going platinum.
That was a good album. I'll give you that. But
Believe
my game, I'm gonna move out
by
west.
Cher was
so
released October 19th, 1998.
okay, okay.
Oh,
You guys need to
man.
stop
I know.
questioning me on this bullshit.
You need to stop knowing bullshit.
I can't help it. That's my
So-
flavor of autism.
getting back to it, like what? I guess like looking back on it, like what stands out about '90s music today? Like Dr. Dre and that was a dope album, right? And
Yeah.
like you've
The
got
Chronic and 2001, but that was later, but yeah.
yeah. And then you've got Limp Bizkit, or not Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park,
Linkin Park. Yeah.
right? You've got these genres, and even Kid Rock. I'll give Kid, like you had like alternative country and hip hop coming together all in
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, there was something
Like,
going
what are
on
you
in the
guys' thoughts on
90s
that?
with. I agree with that. Like there was a lot of
There was a lot
artists
more
were-
mesh.
Yeah, a lot. I think. How do I put this? I think more so than just the fact that they're kind of blending these genres and stuff like that. Whatever, for some reason, not only were artists and bands doing this, but record companies in general were taking chances.
But not only that,
There's a lot
you
of
know,
indie stuff that came
Yeah.
out of the 90s.
Yeah.
There were a lot of like. There were a lot
I
of.
saw the sign.
Well, there were a lot of. What I mean by that is. What I mean by that is that for the first time in a long time, it wasn't like the same 5 production companies that were making all music.
Okay, that's a
Right.
good point.
Hey, to that point of when I said mesh, that one Kid Rock album had rock, rap, and country.
I just don't
That's
say-
what you just said.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like
Where the fuck were you?
I said mesh and I got lost.
Right.
I mean, something to think about too is in the '90s, music technology got way better,
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
absolutely.
and
That
recording got like more ubiquitous.
Right.
You could actually go in the studio and record
Absolutely.
something without spending.
And
a
do we know?
zillion.
Do we know why? Do you know why?
People.
You went from analog recording to digital recording.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Synthesizers got cheaper.
Yeah,
mics
but
got
also
cheaper.
back in the day, it wasn't like
CDs were a
every
thing.
year like 20 bands were fucking popping out good shit. It was like a group of people were popping out good shit. Now and then in the 90s, it was like shit. Every month there was like 5 or 6 bands every month dropping
Right.
something really
Well,
fucking
that's
good.
that's why. Like what Nate was just saying, you know, it and Nate and Rob, like because it was, for lack of a better term, it was easier to record
Yeah.
and publish. So it didn't take all, like, it was just like, dude, boom, we did it. Put it
Yeah.
out. Put
Yeah.
it out. Put it out. Put it out.
Did
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
in St. Louis? Did you guys have mixtapes, like
Yes.
hip hop mixtapes and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what spread a bunch of music in the mid '90s when on the East Coast. Like New
Yeah.
York City, you could go up there and every month, probably week, but I got them every month. New mixtapes, and it'd be artists that like you've never even heard of, but somebody's got a studio and they bring their boys in and they record and they put them on the mixtape, and you'd hear new rap
Oh, hell
music,
yeah.
and then those mixtapes would get somebody like enough that they get a deal, and then so a lot of artists like had more opportunities in the '90s too.
Well, wasn't like now that was more popular bands, right? That wasn't like low ground, like not big names, right? That was all basically big names on the Now CDs.
Oh, now, yeah. Yeah,
Was
that
that
was
big?
all. That was stuff that was already
Yeah, that was like the
popular.
hits.
Yeah, that was already had been discovered, played on the radio.
Because
and
I
everything.
remember, yeah,
That was the whole point of it. Was
Because I
everything
never
that
heard
was
of
like,
fastball until like the first Now, and I was like,
Was
oh,
it out of
made
my
up
head?
their
Was it out of
minds.
my mind? How could I ever be
I never
right?
fucking heard of them until that fucking nasty. I was like,
That's
well, I
fastball?
like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you can go back to like
The
'96.
same ones that did The Way?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
them. So you want to hear something funny about
I'm not
that?
going to doubt you on this one. Like,
Fucking look it up.
Jesus Christ.
no.
Out of my head. That was. I mean, that might have even been on the same album.
It was.
Shit.
Crazy.
Yeah, fastball. It was.
I don't remember the name of the album. I kind of want to look it up now.
It's
Yeah,
worth
look it up.
mentioning
Look it
while
up.
we're talking
Shit.
about this stuff while you're
I'll look
looking
it
it
up.
up. The other thing that was big in the '90s was cars being totally pimped out for stereo systems.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I had 212s and an amp.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I had my sound system. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What was
that
that
was all
album?
the rage.
I'm gonna look up their
Right there.
discography. Oh, it's this one.
Yeah.
All the pain money can
Make 'em
buy.
say,
Yeah.
na 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 na.
The Way
Yep.
This ain't no Pete.
and where's it got to be on here? Out of my head. Yeah, it's on the same
It's
album.
all on the same album.
Same album.
Okay.
So the album was All the Pain Money Can Buy from 1998. The first track is The Way. Track number 10 is Out of My Head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it out of my
okay.
head? Was it out of my mind?
I guess they're just two completely different sounding songs.
You want to hear something
Yeah.
funny?
No.
No.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
I had a manager back in the day when I worked in one of the restaurants I worked in, and she had those like the 5 or 6 like it was a 6-disc like CD changer in her car,
Yeah.
and it fucking malfunctioned, and she had like all these like classic like CDs like in this fucking thing that she had borrowed from her father-in-law, and it was like good, like classic albums, like some of like the top like it'd be something like Purple Rain
Yeah.
or fucking like Rumors by Fleetwood Mac, like that kind of shit. And she was trying to get shit out, like, you know, like trying to fuck with it. The only CD that popped out of it was her fucking husband's Fastball CD. She was like, I'd have thrown that bitch in the garbage. Like,
So I guess we should move on a little bit because I want to segue into Woodstock '99, and it was kind of like listeners and like when we were growing up, right, and especially in '89, the attitude kind of changed when you had grunge and you had alternative rock and you had this angry fucking like rebellious.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
why
say
was- why
there
was
was a lot of
everybody so
angst in the
Lot of
'90s.
angst in the
But I think it
90s.
was like culture was just kind of changing to where, okay, like we don't have to be scared to say
Yeah.
how we feel on a
but-
record, on
Yeah,
a
so-
big
yeah,
time
in
record.
general.
You got to
Right,
think about
right.
like parents in the fucking '80s were all on drugs and shit. So it's like all the kids growing up in the '90s were like, "Fuck my
Yeah.
life."
Well, I think our parents growing up my parents were like the flower child and the
Yeah.
love is great, and then it's like where do you go as your kids? And it was kind of like the opposite. So it's like that's what gave way to like Rage Against the Machine and even
Yeah.
Sublime, you know, and the punk rock and stuff started getting big, right?
Yeah.
And then you started getting into metal, and then you started getting into new metal, and that's when we start seeing bands like Korn
yeah.
and Limp
Limp
Bizkit,
Bizkit.
Yeah.
you know, and then that's when we see Woodstock. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, but there was a Woodstock 96? 94.
Yeah.
And that was a
That's
chill
the
one,
famous
right?
one with Green Day, and
Yeah.
they started throwing the dookie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, on stage and shit. Like,
So
but it
should-
kind of ended up the same, same way.
that should have been a precursor to 99.
But yeah, '94 was like a tamer.
Yeah.
Like,
Tamer
okay,
one.
and that's
Yeah.
why they did the '99.
99.
It's like, let's do it again. It worked
You ever
out.
watch that documentary?
There's
That's
two
a-
of them.
There's two
Yeah.
of them, and they're both
but
really good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
And like, what was her? Was it?
It was on a military base.
What was the girl's name? I forget. It wasn't. Was it?
Jewel.
Jewel. It was Jewel. And she comes out, and the fucking crowd is just like, boo.
Right.
It's like, fuck you.
Was that at 94 or 99? I don't remember.
I don't know
Jewel
about
was
that one
99.
Was it?
because I know like
Or
'99.
is it Cheryl Crow? I think Cheryl Crow was the one. She comes
Oh,
out.
watch yourself.
Hey, whoa.
Watch what you
Cheryl
say.
Crow comes out, and
Greg's
the
gonna
crowd
jump over
just
there.
Like, was like, fuck this. Where's fucking like
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock?
Yeah, because a lot of people were there for those.
I think he is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jewel was out there and like playing acoustic stuff, and like the crowd's like, ugh. So like they tried to like we need to get bands.
We gotta
out.
calm this mosh pit down.
Yeah.
So,
Let's
but they
let's
put
her out there.
Bush on, thinking
Yeah.
okay, but Bush was like, you know, they're not as it wasn't
Yeah.
heavy enough.
Didn't
for
Bush?
what-
Didn't they they ended the first night?
I
right?
think they ended
and
the
they
first
kind of
night.
they were able to kind of tame people
tame it down a little, but then
because they went out there. What's his name from Bush?
Gavin Rossdale.
Gavin Rossdale.
Gavin
He
Rossdale.
was like, I remember in one of the documentaries they were interviewing him, and he was like, I was like, we have to go out there and diffuse this. So
Right.
they went out and played like Glycerine, and
Right.
you know they were playing like all right, let's
simmer down.
come on guys,
Yeah.
this is about peace and love. But then that second
Well,
night,
another
oh,
thing
shit.
that didn't help with Woodstock '99 was the weather because it was extremely hot.
Yeah.
Super hot. Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
and
then
again-
they were charging $3 for a bottle of water,
which at that time
was like astronomically expensive.
Right.
Well,
And beer was cheaper.
and part of that too, like with the weather and everything, is like so like Woodstock from back in like '69 was in a field.
Right.
It was on a
on our
farm.
own farm.
Yeah.
This
So it was like
in-
muddy and stuff, which was crazy. But this was on a fucking military base. It was all blacktop and
Yes.
shit. And it
Don't
was
take
like,
the blue pill.
But
Yeah.
yeah, was it like, dude? When like a fire started in the crowd, and then like
Red
like
Hot
everybody,
Chili Peppers.
everybody was like, all right, we gotta like calm this
Oh,
crowd
yeah.
down again. And then Chili Peppers go out and fucking
Come on,
play.
baby, light my
Yeah,
fire.
they played Fire by
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me stand next to your
Oh,
fire.
okay, right.
Let me stand next to your fire. And then like boom, 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 like 5 other fires broke out because people were like, "Oh, that's our cue."
Right.
Somebody started a fire. We're gonna start one too now.
But I think it was Limp Bizkit. It was like the ones like
That's the one that
We're
he
gonna
was
go
accused.
get this crowd going,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they
yeah.
did.
And
Like,
they went to Fred Durst too, apparently, right? And they're like, "Hey, you need to calm this down or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, okay." And then he just fucking goes out there and just riles the crowd,
right?
And it's just
Because he got on the plywood. It
Oh,
was like
yeah,
crowd surfing on the
that's
plywood
right.
as he was like doing the songs and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I think it was like them that like really like got the crowd going. And then
That's
you get
crazy.
Kid Rock that came out and did pretty much the same thing, just super intense.
Yeah.
Set.
I
Then
remember-
Korn,
well,
like it had all
it's-
them like
Again, funny you're talking about Kid Rock because you were talking about the weather, or who mentioned the weather, and like how hot it was, and
comes out
motherfucker
in a
walks
full-
out in this
in a fur coat.
giant fur coat, like
Yeah.
oh, dude, like
But that came off super quick. I
Of
think he
course.
dropped that eventually.
in that one of those documentaries, they interviewed Jonathan Davis from Korn, and he says it was like the most amazing thing he's ever been a part of because he's
Yeah.
like you could actually see sound move in the crowd.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right, like you could see like people like on when they would jump, it
Yeah.
would be a wave.
Yeah.
All as far as you could. That would be so fucking cool to see.
Right.
that is neat.
I wish I could. I wanted to be there because
I
I was
wanted to go.
17. I was 17 at the time, and I was gonna fucking go. Dude.
Yeah.
Me too. I was 8. I was fucking like,
I was-
come on, Grandma, let's go.
Oh, hey, that's when your brain came online.
It logged
Tickets
in.
were like $100 or something. All you
Yeah.
had to do was get there, and I was like,
Yeah. Oh, I seriously thought I was going to be able to go.
I did too. Oh, my mom and dad shut that shit down quick.
Oh, I eventually came to the realization, like, Mom's not they're not going to send me to New York.
I'm sure there were plenty
For a
of
festival.
teenagers there whose parents did not know they were there. I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
I thought about doing that, but it's like,
But us being here in Missouri,
how do I
yeah.
get away
Did I
from
ever
a
tell you
How
that
would you?
story?
How do I
Yeah.
get away from a week without
Yeah.
being reported
Did I ever
missing?
tell you that
Right.
story?
What story?
My grandma, she was 13 when at Woodstock
Yeah.
69, and she got she basically left. Like her mom told my great grandma told her she couldn't go, and she literally fucking hitchhiked, got halfway, and was like, "I need to go back home," and went back home.
Really?
At 13 years old,
She
trying to
should've
get to
just
fucking
kept
Woodstock.
going, dude. At that point,
right.
Yeah, because she was in fucking Grapevine, Texas, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking
Jesus
go."
Christ!
Oh my god!
I think in Woodstock '99, I think they made a mistake in assuming that that era of generation of people needed the peace, love, and harmony.
Right.
That was like the big mistake that they made.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah.
You were so out of touch with your audience at that point. You should have
Right.
seen it from the beginning.
But again, it's like, yeah, let's bring back the peace, love, and music festival.
Yeah.
But bring in Rage Against the
Rage
Machine,
Against the Machine.
and,
Yeah.
and Limp Bizkit and
Yeah.
Korn.
Korn.
And all.
Yeah.
you know, this, yeah,
I
all this
think,
nu
Like,
metal.
well, where's like Dave Matthews?
I was gonna say,
but
I
I
think-
think he was there.
Was it probably?
I mean, because I'm telling you, man, that was like everybody that was
Yeah, because
a
that's
big artist at the time.
That's
was
the thing is, like, you know, people don't really think about that with, like, even back with, like, Woodstock, it wasn't just the, like, hippie bands that were all, like, James Brown was there.
yeah.
yeah, Rolling Stones.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It wasn't
Santana.
it wasn't just one genre. It was everybody. So they wanted to do the same thing. They wanted to create the same feeling.
Yeah, and they did by bringing in like Jewel and
like
Sheryl
you said, I think
Crow.
Dave was part of it.
I'm gonna look it up.
If not, he maybe was 94. Or yeah, maybe, I don't know. I think he was a part of one of them.
Who?
Dave Matthews. Dave Matthews Band.
Oh.
Real fans call him Dave.
Yeah, they call him Dave.
I worked with a guy at Schicker Ford whose name was Dave Matthews.
Really?
Yeah, and he got confused with him like when it was like early on, like he was just getting famous.
Like Michael Bolton
Korn.
from
Okay,
Office Space.
here's the lineup for '99 Woodstock: Korn,
Yeah.
Bush, Kid Rock, Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Limp Bizkit, The Offspring, Alanis Morissette,
Nice.
Counting Crows, Jewel, andAve Matthews Band.
Don't forget DMX, Ice Cube, The Roots,
Oh, yeah,
Wyclef, and
DMX
Method Man,
was
and
there,
Redman.
DMX?
DMX.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What? Well, I know. I know.
sure you hyped it
ICP
up.
was there
60
too.
X.
There's a lot of.
They even had a
Jamiroquai was
They
there.
had a-
Oh, and Dave Matthews Band. There it is.
they had a fucking
Really? 99.
That's what this is saying.
I remember Jamiroquai.
yeah, dude.
No.
This one says Willie Nelson.
Made 'em.
I've seen him. I saw him in Outlaw
Elvis
Fest.
Costello.
Nice.
Okay. The Tragically Hip, Kid Rock, Wyclef Jean, Counting Crows, Dave Matthews, Alanis Morissette, Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, Metallica. Says other performers mentioned, say James Brown, Bush,
Counting
Sheryl
Crow
Crow,
probably
The
calmed
Offspring,
people down.
Corn Jewel, Willie Nelson, Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Dude, they even had
Megadeth.
remember like
Yeah,
after
Megadeth.
after the shows would end
Godsmack.
on like the main stage,
Smack the God.
they had a hangar that was like basically just a giant rave tent, and they had like Fatboy Slim over there, and like yeah. You remember that?
So the techno, you talking about the EDM part? The
Yeah, I
techno?
said like so after the shows would end on the main stage, they'd continue to like they had like since it was a military base, it was like a hangar.
Oh.
And
This is the actual web page for Woodstock '99. Yeah, Corn, Bush, Chili Peppers, Dave Matthews, Kid Rock, Rage, Megadeth, Sheryl Crow, Rusted Root, Willie Nelson, James Brown, Jewel, Limp Bizkit, Fatboy Slim, Metallica, Godsmack, Alanis Morissette, Sevendust, Collective Soul, Brian Setzer Orchestra, Elvis Costello,
Sevendust?
Creed, Ice Cube, Chemical Brothers, Wyclef Jean, Counting Crows, ICP, George Clinton, Offspring, Jamiroquai, DMX, and more.
I thought
see,
I was,
that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
I thought I was a juggalo once.
Oh my god.
Moby was there.
Paul Oakenfold
Yeah, he
there.
was.
Not Tony.
Chemical Brothers,
Right?
DJ
Yeah, Tony
Spooky,
was
Fatboy Slim. Everybody was there, man.
Yeah, dude.
Oh
That's
my
what I'm saying.
god.
Nuh-uh. Not Toby
Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah, or Garth Brooks wasn't
Toby
there.
Keith.
Garth Brooks wasn't there either.
But I hear
George Clooney.
at the EDM.
George
like,
Clooney probably was there.
night,
Was
that
country
when
music
shit
not
got
invited?
Really fucked up.
You said Sheryl Crow.
Yeah, because everybody was partying all
Isn't she
day,
kinda
and then they
country?
just
That's a
kept
good
partying
point.
into
She's
the
totally
night.
country.
Let's get some ecstasy in our
But
system.
there's like 20 other, you know what I mean? Like, is she the only country music person
Yeah, was she
invited?
the only country music person?
Did they
Who?
just...
Who?
Sheryl
Sheryl
Crow got
Crow?
invited.
Willie
but-
Nelson was there.
She's not country.
How can you
Is she
get any
not?
more country than Willie Nelson? And she's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Willie
not
Nelson was there?
country.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider Sheryl Crow country.
She's not country.
She's pretty country.
I'm thinking Shania Twain.
Shania Twain. There's my girl
Shit,
too.
she's hot.
Yeah,
Still.
Shania Twain's country.
Still.
Shania Twain's totally country.
Still.
That's another thing too. You notice that who wasn't there? Backstreet Boys.
Oh.
They didn't come around till like
Wait.
oh well
Yeah,
it was like
a-
'98.
That was
yeah.
a response. So like 90. They were saying that like 99, like Woodstock 99, and
They want
heavy
actual
metal,
bands,
the
not
angry-
fucking groups.
Angry thing, like the angry angst, was
Yeah.
in response to like TRL and
Yeah.
Backstreet
Yeah.
Boys and
Yeah, that's a group. That's
what was
not
the
a
other one? NSYNC.
NSYNC.
Only thing that belonged in sync a dirty dish.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, but you know what? Like they could have approached those groups too, and they might have declined. And that happened a lot, even in the
Yeah.
original Woodstock. Like Greg was talking about. You know, there were a lot of bands that were supposed to be there, and
Creedence.
like, you know, there were bands that didn't. You know, they just couldn't make it work.
Creedence was like the big one on the first one. It's like Creedence was there. It's like no,
No.
of all the bands,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would think.
that
Yeah,
you
of
would think
course.
would be at something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. TRL. I'm glad you brought up TRL though.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good
an
point.
important part of the 90s.
You know, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking of pop-up video.
Pop-up video.
That was like mid-90s when they started that. Yeah,
I love pop-up video. That was so
pop-up
fun.
video. It was interesting, to say the least. Would we say that, like...
Well, I love like the little trivia.
yeah,
Like
that's what I
that,
mean.
you know?
So, like, you're watching a video, and you're listening to the music, and then you're also, like, learning something about, like... Oh, in this scene,
Right.
Rob Thomas shit his pants.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, sometimes it wouldn't be even necessarily about the
Yeah, it would be-
video.
yeah,
It
true.
would be about the song or the band or
Yeah.
something.
I remember the one on Lisa Loeb. I remember that pop-up video.
Do you know she was the very first artist to have a top, like, whatever hit that was completely done by herself? So, first person,
directed, and produced,
written,
or written, produced,
performed,
and produced.
and self-produced. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's another Lisa Loeb. You say I only hear what I want to. I don't listen to.
Do you? And when I hear that, I think.
Hey, I want to hear the song.
You remember Workaholics? Remember the one where they're like, they fall in love with like the video chat girl,
Yeah.
and they're singing that song. You say they're like putting on a little performance for her, and yeah, I love it, dude. That's fucking hilarious.
All right. So we got anything else that we need to cover before we go?
Geez, a million other things.
I mean, we could go on forever, dude.
Jeez, was Sting there or what?
Sting?
Yeah. Let's see. Was
Might have
Sting
been.
there?
At Woodstock?
Did he show up? Yes, Sting was at Woodstock '99.
Nice.
Really?
Damn, because Sting was, that was like his heyday was the '90s.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, he actually
As
did
we
like a
walk
half
in
set.
fields of
Shit.
gold.
He did Fields of Gold, according to this.
Of course he did.
Roxanne he did at the end to shut it down. Roxanne! You don't have to turn on the red light. And he did, it looks like he did about 6 tracks. So even Sting was at Woodstock.
That's the thing, too, about those big festivals people don't realize. It's not that these bands didn't go out there and do a full set.
Nah.
They do a handful of songs that get off the stage. Man, when you have that many artists and bands that are performing, it's not like you go see Sting and he plays for hour and a half, 2 hours. You know what I mean?
You get like a taste.
You get a couple of good songs and you're out there. So to think that like that chaos happened that fast. It was like a couple of songs and all of a sudden, boom.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't something that was. I mean, I guess it was building.
It was a build-up.
It was a build-up. But there, not enough people were
switch over.
were like trying to diffuse it.
Right.
There should have been more people that were like, we need to like not.
Yeah. Right.
I wonder about the people who
Rammstein was there.
Oh,
Really?
well, there you go.
Really?
What a show they put on,
I
man.
bet that was a fucking killer.
I saw them on the Family Values tour.
You know who?
Holy shit.
You know
That's not even their best song.
now that we're talking about this,
Ich-Bild.
I feel
America.
like what about the people like? Now I'm kind of feeling for the people who went to Woodstock '99 specifically to see Dave and Jewel, Alanis, Sheryl Crow, Sting, like the people who were there to like look. I want to go. I'm here. Yes, yeah. Like I'm here because I want to experience a vibe similar to the original
The spirit
Woodstock.
of, right.
Yes, and then having to
They got what they
endure
got. Oh my god.
what they were there for. Do you think some of those people? I'm sure a lot of those people left.
You'd have to. I mean, I don't.
I think I would have left.
I think I would have too, man.
I think I would've left.
because it's not. I think I would have left when they started throwing all that trash up on stage. I'd have been like,
Do you think you would have left though? And I'm not making a comment on you. It's just we were all different when we were that age. You were 17. Do you think you would have left, or you think you would have gotten like swept up in it?
I think it would have been too much. No one.
At a certain point, you're like,
This is crazy.
out.
This is insane.
yeah.
You know when they're fucking.
I was
like,
a pretty mellow teen. I
when
would
they're like-
I would have been out.
when they're like swimming in fucking like raw sewage and shit.
Oh, dude, they had
When
no
I couldn't
idea.
when I couldn't get a drink of
They thought
if I
it was
couldn't
just
get a drink
mud.
of water-
What?
They thought it was mud.
What?
Yeah.
The fucking the porta johns and shit like overflowed and
overflowed into like the water, and then people were, because water was so expensive, they busted open the water fountains, so that because water, like standing in line for water was insane, right? So like people busted up those fountains, so like all this sewage and all this water like started mixing together and it just flooded like these fields and shit. And people are like, Woodstock 19.
they thought it was mud.
They thought it was mud, and here they're just swimming in fucking raw
Hey.
sewage.
People got sick. People got very sick off of that.
Yeah.
What
Here's
the
here's
fuck?
a
I didn't know
Woodstock
that.
Nasty.
Woodstock '94 lineup.
Okay, yeah, this will be interesting.
Blues Traveler. This is going
Yeah.
in order. They have it listed in order by day too. So, like this would be the main stage. Blues Traveler, Jackal, Live, Sheryl Crow, Collective Soul, Candlebox, Violent Femmes,
Nice, dude.
James. I don't know that one.
Oh yeah, James. They did that song "Laid." This bed is on fire,
Uh-huh.
passionate love.
And then-
from the American
Okay.
Pie movies.
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. And then there's like a list of raves. I don't really know them.
Name
They had
them,
like a
name
whole rave stage. I guess.
Name the race stage.
I was gonna say
Alright.
Rob might.
Aphex Twin, D-Light, DJ
Twin.
Spooky, Doc Martin, Frankie Bones, Kevin Saunderson, Little Louis Vega.
Oh,
I don't
A
know.
little bit of.
Yeah.
No, not that's the Orb,
Lou
Orbital.
Vega.
I've heard of the Orb.
Okay, Soul Singer and DJ Scotto.
No.
But
Okay.
so then the next day, Joe Crocker, Blind Melon,
Oh, so that would have been
Dude,
dope.
Joe
Cypress
Crocker.
Hill, Rollins Band, Melissa Etheridge, Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Young.
So they got
not young.
Crosby, Stills, Nash. So they got some people from the original
Yeah,
Woodstock
yeah.
there.
See, now this is
Because
the
wasn't Joe Cocker?
He was in.
I think he was on the original.
He was.
Yeah, he had to have been.
So then that Nine Inch Nails,
friends.
which I'd love to see Nine Inch Nails, but Metallica, Aerosmith.
Okay, so this is actually
Nice.
like this is what '99 should have been.
Then like the Cranberries.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what. Is this
Uh,
Woodstock '94?
4.
Or is this Wayne Stock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
Primus
Aerosmith.
featuring Jerry Cantrell
My name is
nice.
Ed.
Cool.
and some Salt and Pepper.
Oh, push it.
Okay.
Push it real good.
Then we had Country Joe McDonald,
Okay.
Sisters of Glory,
Hell.
Arrested Development, the
Nice.
Allman Brothers Band, Traffic,
Also nice.
Spin Doctors, Porno for Pyros, Bob Dylan, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Peter Gabriel.
See,
Guys,
that
I'm gonna
would've
be
been
honest.
I would've gone-
94 sounds like a much better lineup
And then
than
Green
99.
Day was obviously there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Santana
in
was
my
there.
opinion.
Oh, no,
Santana.
In my
totally
opinion.
agree.
Yeah,
Totally
Santana.
agree.
Jimmy Cliff. Okay.
No, nice. I can see clearly now.
But, okay.
Yeah, so I probably 40-year-old Rob probably would have went to 94 before I would have went to 99.
Yeah, my music taste for sure. 94 sounds like a way better lineup than 99.
Right. Now, see, I like a lot of bands from 99, but maybe it would have been better if they just called it something else. Like,
Yeah.
It's not Woodstock.
It's not Woodstock.
If you took away like Sheryl Crow and then from 99 and just left like the Limp Bizkits and all of them, like just call it
Yeah.
something
Oh,
else.
the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Trash
taste
Fest.
is more towards 99.
But see, now we got like
Chaos, but I like that
Ozfest
lineup.
and like,
Ozzy just did his last performance.
yeah.
I saw that.
Pass the
see
mic
that?
to Youngblood.
Yeah, dude.
Sad shit.
Getting old.
Dude.
Yeah.
He couldn't get out of the chair, man.
No, he had a
He wanted to
throne.
rock,
He had
but-
a fucking throne
Yeah.
built. And he,
Stuck.
Which
yeah,
was pretty badass, but
It was
that is
badass.
awesome, dude.
Yeah, bittersweet stuff.
I'll never forget that one Osborne episodes. He comes out and he's like, Sharon, somebody stole my beers.
Yeah.
And she's like,
nobody was
nobody
stealing
stole
your
your beer.
He's just standing there like,
Ozzy. You're the beer thief.
Oh, the beer.
and he's just standing there.
Did I drink those?
You guys might not really think about this, just knowing me and like what my music taste and everything is, but Ozzy was a huge influence on me when
Yeah,
I was
I can
younger.
see that.
Like, that's the Ozman, dude. I loved everything he did, from Sabbath to his solo shit to even his newer like albums. I was down for it, man. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't become a fan until later.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
what
it's
it
not
was.
like I didn't like.
Well, I
It's
grew up listening to Keishi, and anybody who
Yeah.
may be watching or listening who doesn't know what that is, it's a local
Look it
St.
up
Louis.
because it's the best.
But honestly, you know what? They're pretty popular across the country.
I mean, they are the longest running
Yeah.
rock station.
yeah. So
in the
I mean,
country.
people might recognize that, but I mean, I grew up listening to that with my dad. So
Yeah.
anything that played on there, I was pretty much like all
Right.
in for, man. Like,
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Motley Crue documentary?
Oh my god,
Which,
that's fucking ate up.
It's pretty good. There's like a scene where they're at the pool and Ozzy's there. And Ozzy is blowing lines of ants by the
Oh
pool.
yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Ozzy would do some crazy shit, man. One of my favorite pictures of Ozzy is that mugshot with him in the St. Louis Blues jersey.
St. Louis Blues
Yeah,
jersey,
dude.
yeah.
The old school, like the
Old
heritage
school,
jerseys. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, for
That's an amazing shot. No, you talking about the Motley Crue thing? It reminds me of that. Nick Swartzen has that joke where he's talking about, like, he's like, you go out, you think you're so hard, you're like, man, I drank like 20 beers tonight. He's like, and then you turn on like Behind the Music, Motley Crue, and they're like, Nikki Sixx drank heroin through a fire hose. And you're like, I'm a giant pussy.
So I guess anything else? I mean, we can
Dude,
keep going. We can keep going if you guys want.
Forever.
Is there anything else though you guys want to add?
About 90s music.
I mean, 90s,
90s in general.
special time for music, man. It
Very
was that-
special
if
time.
fusion stuff came out of it, you had rap and rock mixing.
Yeah,
you had
right.
electronic music coming up.
Yeah.
And then you had technology that let people make music.
90s
that,
music is
otherwise
pretty much
couldn't,
life.
so
My life. You
Yeah.
know,
it's a pretty
Like-
great
True.
time for music.
Yeah. I will
Greg-
add George Clooney.
Greg's like entire social media presence is posting music videos of songs from the 90s and then me liking them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much. Right?
Like, and it'll pop up like in my feed. Like, I'll be scrolling through and it'll be like 3 or 4 different times that he posted something. I'm like, ooh, good song. Like, scrolling through, seeing some other shit. Like, oh, like, like Greg's posting good shit today.
Right. Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, it was the 90s. Shit.
That was my heyday. I love the 90s.
I love the 90s.
That really was the last, like, I don't know. How it
hurrah.
changed. Well, it's like things switched after that. Like, it
Yeah.
seems like
technology. It changed
I guess
the world.
It was.
Well, I think there was
Maybe
a couple
it's
of
too.
things.
I was a kid,
I-
so it was way different.
We partied like that because we thought the world was going to end in fucking 2000.
Party
Right.
like it's 1999.
Right.
And then just a couple years later, you had 9/11, and that
Yeah.
completely changed the world and completely
They did
changed
Right.
What was that movie? Was it 2012?
Uh,
The
Yeah.
world was supposed to end
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
With
2012.
John Cusack.
Yeah, John Cusack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like just wandering around as a kid especially during the summer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you just start walking or riding your bike.
I
and
think
just,
I think that kind of ended there.
Yeah.
No.
You're right. There were a lot of lasts.
shit,
in
we
the
were-
90s.
Yeah.
Me and Jessica were just talking about that the other day. Like, back in the day, my mom didn't ever get together, meet any of my friends' fucking parents or anything. Didn't give a shit. She'd be like, "You don't have any friends? Don't come back till the lights fucking come back."
See, I had it
outside.
perfect because we lived on a dead end road,
Oh, nice.
and like it was a newer neighborhood, so everybody had just moved in not too recently. Like half of them, we all had kids.
Yeah.
So like all us kids, from the kindergartners all the way up to like the middle schoolers, like we're all just running around together.
Well, yeah,
As- you know, like
that's kinda
but the
what I'm-
parents all knew each other because
ours
parents
didn't.
would have a
Yeah.
big block party, you know, or whatever.
I
and-
mean, that sounds like a nice.
Like-
sounds like a nice dead end.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean,
Because my
that's a
mom would
good
be like,
situation to
"You
have.
made a friend. Good. Don't come back till the streetlights come on.
yeah,
do
see,
not,
that was our,
do not enter this house unless you have to take a shit."
right.
I will say, being a parent, it is kind of exhausting having to do that now. Like, we got to set up this thing, and
You
then
got to
we
set up a fucking dinner date with the
We're-
kids' parents.
We're lucky though that like there's 2 little girls that live like right across the street from us, so it's very easy to just go over there. Or they'll
See,
come
that's
over
kind of
here,
what it
and
was
it's-
for us.
Yeah, so-
My mom and dad probably didn't
Hell
care 'cause
no.
they're just going
But
right across the
I
street.
went fucking 3 blocks on my fucking bike and went and hung
Yeah.
out
Oh.
for a little.
But
for all day.
other than that, I
Same
mean,
here.
I think it's easier just to be like, you already have your friends, and then when they have kids, it's like fucking play with those kids so I can hang out with my friends too.
So
Right.
Greg,
Growing
when
up,
you were
I had to
hanging out in the
make-
cul
I had to
No,
make
I'm saying
dog.
now. I'm
And-
saying
Oh
us.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when you were hanging out down
Like,
there,
me,
it
you,
was
and
dinner
Brandon
time
get
with
together.
the parents like
Yeah.
yell out the door
We
to
get
get
to
you
hang
guys.
out
Yeah, we
while
get to
the-
see
Oh,
Jess
yeah.
Cat.
Just like
Yeah,
a
you'd
nice
always hear,
neighborhood.
you know, Greg, supper time. You know, oh yeah,
or that
yeah.
dad whistle. The
Yeah, my
dad
my
whistle?
mom was
Oh,
the
she
one
had
that
the whistle?
that got the
That
whistle.
parent whistle. That when you hear
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's that comedian that has that bit about that where he's like, I can't do that. He's like, so like, I don't know what to like, if I have to call my sons home, like, what am I just stand on the porch and go,
Yeah, that'd be my
he's
problem.
like, they'd be like, what the hell was that?
I
A
was gonna
light
say,
wind? They're like, no,
yeah,
my,
yeah,
that's,
they could stay out.
that's my dad. It's my gay dad. He's,
They'll come home when they're hungry.
My mom used to walk
where
out
are my
there, man.
boys?
Dude, I'll never forget.
Where are my boys?
Like one day, my mom told like me, I fucking homework. I was out the house. Like, I
Right.
got home from school, did my homework, out. I'm out. I'm outside. Like, I'm not coming back in till the street light comes on. My sister would stay inside all the fucking time. I'll never forget. My mom said, "Get outside." My sister walked outside. She shut the door and fucking locked it. And my sister sat on the porch crying for 3 fucking hours.
Oh,
Back
man.
inside,
That's rough.
Jesus.
I love being outside.
Oh,
But
dude,
what's funny
you
is
couldn't
like
get
we
me
had,
inside.
we had Nintendo though. I still played the crap out of video games.
Yeah.
but I still spent a crap ton of time. You know, it's like
you-
we
Yeah.
balanced that
Do you,
life
but
pretty good.
do you also remember it was like I remember creating games, like outdoor games.
Oh, yeah.
Like kick the can and shit.
Yeah.
Like we used to do this game. It was called
Schmear the queer.
no, it was called Hit It, and you would take a frisbee and you would just get a group of, I mean, we're talking about 10 or more fucking kids, and you would just fucking launch this frisbee as hard, and whoever it hit was it.
Okay, we had a game where you take your shoe halfway off,
Yeah.
and then you try and try and do cross shots to each other with the shoe, like. But as a kid, when there's nothing to do,
Well,
like you're.
That's
Oh,
it
man,
right
that
there.
reminds me of it.
That's it right there, and that's what I was gonna say. Everybody says like, kids these days, they don't do all the stuff we did. Yeah, dude, because they're fucking, they're
got tablets
overflowing with
and-
choices, and they still balance their time. That's the thing, is people are like, they don't. My kids play outside a lot.
I was gonna say the kids in my neighborhood, they're always outside. And as annoying as some of them can be, it's like I really can't
They're
get mad at
outside,
you.
man.
You guys are outside all
well,
day.
that's
Jeff,
what.
Jeff Foxworthy said. He goes, shit, a kid hasn't stepped in dog poop and tried to figure out how to get it off the bottom of their shoe since '98.
But the thing is, I think people are unfairly assuming that because these kids have like tablets and all this stuff that they're like, well, they don't go outside anymore. Well, my kids are outside all the time, but they do also balance that time, like you said.
Yeah.
I remember driving. Recently, we were driving down the road over by Amy's mom's house, and not too far from you, actually, Nate. There were
not too
these
far.
kids on like a side road. I say kids, they were like teenagers, and they were out like throwing a football around across the street. And then the one kid's in the middle of the street, and we pull up, and he's like standing there, and he like kind of like stops me, and I'm like, what's this kid doing? And he stands next to me, and he's like, he gets and he's like, oh, I see what he's doing. He tries to race my car.
Oh.
And I'm like, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I was like, that
He
was
fucking
awesome.
burned out.
And the thing is,
let's go, dude.
And the thing is,
You better strap them
thing is,
tight.
and I told Amy, I said, what's sad is at least 9 out of 10 people in that situation would get pissed off at that kid and be like, why is he in the middle of the road? Man, he's having a good time. There were no other cars around. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. Let's pretend to race this kid for a second. Like, what harm did that do? He had a good time.
Yeah.
I went back and raced him again because I was dropping Amy and the girls off at her mom's house, and then I was going back, and I was like, I'm gonna go back the same way, and I go back the same way, and I roll my window down, and I'm like, you don't want this smoke again, kid. And he was like, let's go. And that time I really did. I was like, but it's like in that situation, I mean, how many Karens would have been like, this kid, blah, 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 and like start recording them, and then I'm going to call the police if you don't do, like, and then people
Fuck you,
wonder,
bitch. Fuck you.
No, and then to get on my fucking soapbox for a second, those same people wonder why kids fucking turn to drugs and shit.
Yeah.
Because when they try to have innocent fun, you don't let them.
Yeah, no shit.
So now
He has ADHD.
you have
Drug 'em.
ADHD.
Oh, I definitely
That
do.
was a big thing in the 90s, too. Paxil and
Everything.
treating kids.
Everybody's
for
got
drugs.
I don't even mean
Oh,
those
man.
kinds of drugs. I mean recreational drugs.
The good ones.
Oh, the good ones.
Well, the good ones, but then sometimes the bad ones.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the good ones lead to the bad ones.
Yeah.
Because kids are so oppressed, and they're like, fuck it, dude. I got nothing better to do with my time. Every time I go outside and try to throw a football around, Karen yells at me and threatens to call the police. Fuck it. My boy said heroin's the greatest thing I've ever like,
You know what's funny?
let's,
It's like,
let's float, baby.
what happened though? Because the helicopter parents nowadays, were the kids that were growing up in the 90s with us, weren't we the ones that were trying to fight the system?
I think that's exactly the problem, because they remember,
now you are the system.
Yeah,
they remember what they were like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I can understand.
yeah.
And that ain't happening.
And we were crazy.
Yeah, we were fucking nuts.
We were out of control.
Yeah, but as a teenager,
and they're like, whoa,
we're
I'm
talking
going to
about
curb
kids.
that.
Yeah, no,
I
totally
get keeping your kid from making big mistakes, but kids that are just out having fun and you gotta
true,
ruin their fun.
So there's a guy who talks about that, and he says that he will you don't want to interject when you see kids doing something dangerous, but they're doing it safely,
Right.
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
'Cause that's how they
You
learn.
live and learn.
yeah,
Bullshit. I got hit on my bike 4 or 5 times.
yeah,
I've had so many bikes growing up.
yeah,
Okay, so on that note,
yeah,
we were talking about music.
yeah.
Is there anything else we need to add before we need to go? Because we're kind of
No,
coming up on our
I'm
time
good.
limit here. No, we all good?
I think we're good. I
Okay.
think that's a good ending.
I think so too. I think we really got into
My
it,
ass
guys.
is cramping.
Do we
Yeah.
know what we're going to be doing next
My dick
session?
is
What's the next
throbbing.
episode? Do we know yet?
I don't know. We floated some ideas
Maybe
around.
let's do Muppets. You want to do Muppets?
We can do Muppets.
Maybe do like a little mini episode of Muppets.
Yeah.
Still talking about that
Muppets
stand-up.
and
Muppets.
stand up.
We'll have some stuff.
talk it over.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do
Richard
Muppet
Pryor,
stand up.
basically.
What's his name? Dunham.
Fozzie Bear.
Let's do a whole episode on Dunham.
Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Dunham.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm
man.
just joking.
Hey, let's
Just
talk about ventriloquists and how amazing they are.
All right. Without
Hacks.
further ado, we see you guys next time.
Whoop,
Tupac
whoop.
lives.